I'm on the chat saying, and I'm on the PayPal chat and there's a live chat. I've got myself a Montclair. What if it's a scam? And I'm saying to her like, what if you scam me? Like, I remember he bought me my first Mulberry bag and he bought me Louboutins, and this is where it gets a bit sticky, and Imogen probably doesn't look like the best person in the world. I feel like every time I sit in the story time corner, I've got a red lip on. It's almost like the red lip brings me to story time central. Anyway, hello honeys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Imogen. I am a storyteller. No, I'm joking, but I love story times. I'm speaking really quick because I'm really excited. I'm really sorry, I need to calm down, but I'm doing some story times. I feel like this is what I've been put on this earth to do, story tell. No, I'm joking. I'm really joking, but also I always think that just things happen to me and I just want to share them with you. I'm very open. I love it. I'm probably not going to do the story times about my university, which is very highly requested. I actually get messages a lot of the time, every week, telling me to bring back story times because you guys really relate to them or like them or find them funny or, you know, just like watching them. Brilliant. I love it. I feel like I'm a good storyteller as well. But some people along the lines have got a little bit too invested. Understandable. I've put something out on the internet. I'm a very open person. But some people, no judgment here, have got a little bit too invested and then they start getting quite hateful towards me, and I'm not really up for that. So I don't know whether I'm going to do the story times about the university because obviously I hide people's names, I hide people's, you know, the places, etc. But I know that along the lines, story times, lines have got crossed. I know that. I'm too open as a person. I get that. Hold my hands up to that. So what do? Do I do the story times about my university, even though I don't really want to give them any airtime, not that they really care and not that I'm very relevant, but do I do the videos about my story time about my university, or do I not do the videos about my story time about my university and save myself probably a lot of drama? I don't know. Because obviously I'm not going to mention the university. I used to really dislike it there, but I don't dislike it anymore because I don't dislike anything. I don't want to have any hatred or any dislike in my body. Bodies are temples, do you know what I mean? We need to have just love and goodness, but I don't know, it's one of those ones. It's like a double-edged sword. People love the story times. People get to invest in story times, go and find these people, go and try and hunt down things and then start getting, I don't know, little snippets here and there and then decide just not to believe my story, and that's fine. I'm just on here telling my version of the story. There's always three sides to every story, remember? My side, the other person's side, and the truth. I'm not on here to lie. I'm not on here to make story times up. This is my version of events. So yeah, anyway, this story time isn't going to be as deep. I'm really sorry I'm talking so quick, but I'm just obviously buzzing. So this story time isn't going to be as deep. Some of these story times aren't going to be that deep, but I think this is a bloody good story. It is about the time where I got scammed, and then I eventually didn't scam a company, but I complained very well and got something I probably shouldn't have. So we'll talk about it. Just bear with me. Right, so let's throw it back. Now, I'm not speaking about ex-boyfriends because I'm like, oh, I love my ex-boyfriend. I'm not talking about them like that. I need to tell you this part of the story because it's relevant. It's relevant to who I was at that person at that time, and I feel like you guys need to know. So, my ex-boyfriend and me were together, and a lot of you probably will know from back in the day, he was a footballer. So, we were together, fine. But he showed me a different lifestyle that I'd never grown up around and was never actually really interested in. I did lose myself a tiny bit when I was with him, and then I definitely brought myself back out of it. But I was never around designer goods. Like, I wasn't. I grew up with two parents. Yes, okay, I went to private school. Me and my older brother were on heavy scholarships to go to these private schools. My parents probably shouldn't have put us into private school education because they would have been a lot more financially better off. I mean, even during the divorce, they were still paying off my private school. So, do you know what I mean? Years later, I feel guilty that they put me into private school because I feel like they could have lived a lot more comfortable as people instead of scrimping and saving to put us through private school. But they were both fostered. They had really difficult childhoods. And I think it was a big thing for them to want to give us the best education they physically could. And that's not me saying state or any other schools aren't amazing, because I know that they are. I went to state school for a long time as well, but yeah, I went to private school. And I think people, as soon as you say you went to private school, people are like, privileged. And admittedly, that's a lot of money to spend a term on a school. I understand that. When you're on a scholarship, you get money off, but also, yeah, I'm not justifying, by the way, I'm just sitting here and telling you a bit of context so that you're understanding of that. I grew up with hand-me-downs from my older brother. I wore his clothes. My parents shopped at charity shops. When I was born, admittedly, my parents did start to get a little bit more income to play with. When my older brother was younger, they didn't have anything. They'd eat beans on toast every single night, every single day. So when my older brother came out, he loved beans on toast. And I think still this day, his favourite meal is beans on toast. But, oh my God, I'm missing an earring. I wanted to put it in beforehand. Sorry, I'll take that one out because that's really annoying for everyone probably. So yes, we did go on nice holidays as well. We went to Florida, but that's only when I got to like, I don't know, the age before 8, we never went on holiday. So my older brother would have been like 11. We never went on holiday, never. We would never go on holiday. And then we started going to France, and I went to Florida 3 times with my family. And I went to, I don't know why I'm saying this, but what I'm trying to say to you is, as soon as I say to people that I went to private school, they're like, her parents are so wealthy. I don't know why she says this. My parents were comfortable to put us in private school, but could have been way more comfortable if A, they didn't spend loads of money in the divorce, that would have been brilliant, and B, if they hadn't have probably put us into private school. But anyway, swings and roundabouts. My little sister and my little brother didn't go to private school. Anyway, so, but I never grew up around money. My parents didn't have a car until, I don't know, I can't quote them because I don't remember, but for a long time my parents never had a car. We, you know, lived in building sites because my dad would try and do the house up so that we could sell it on. We all slept in one bed, me, my mum, my dad and my older brother, for a long time, so that my parents could rent out rooms to students, and we slept in the same room. And then my parents would like make sure they took us to the shops or did something for us so that they, and get us like a little 25p Kinder Egg or however much, 50p Kinder Egg or however much they were, to be like, and we didn't even know any different. We didn't even know any different. But I never grew up around designers. Even when I was at private schools, the most like thing that I would ever be around was like people getting Jack Wills t-shirts for school, like, you know, the collars, Jack Wills shirts, or Tommy Hilfiger or Abercrombie & Fitch, because back then that's the big thing. I never knew about Chanel. Like, that's me being completely honest. And if you ask my mum now, I'm sure my mum would know like Mulberry and Dior and like the brands because of, let's say, fragrances and stuff like that. But my mum never had a designer bag. They never had an expensive watch. My dad would put money into like the sat nav or the scooter we'd get. Like, I wouldn't get that silver scooter that everyone got. I'd have to wait a year for everyone else to have got it, and then I'd get like this massive fuck off BMX scooter so that it was safe, because it had the biggest wheels and it was ugly and it was slow, but I loved it because that's what my parents brought me up on. Anyway, like my dad could, anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is, I then was in a relationship for a very long time with someone who did take from me, and I was very much the person that, he was a lot older than me and I was the person that would pay for all the dinners. And obviously, you know, I'm up for a woman being independent and stuff, but I never knew of this lavish lifestyle that footballers lead. So when I was in a relationship with him, I remember he bought me my first Mulberry bag. I've never bought one since. And he bought me Louboutins and things like that. And I was like, at the time I was like, because all the other girls around me had these amazing, you know, cars and amazing bags. I didn't even drive. I didn't drive for many years still after him. But I just didn't grow up around it. Even my friends that had a lot of money, their parents put their money into their house and stuff. Like, I never grew up around that. That's me being honest. I think it's a completely different lifestyle. Anyway, when we broke up, this is where the context comes in. When we broke up, I felt as though I needed to continue to live that lifestyle to fulfill me. Only for about 6 months, by the way. I literally say this went on for about 6 to 9 months max. So I was like, I need a Michael Kors bag because I knew that they were affordable in comparison to all the other bags. So I'd go to Bicester Village and save up all my money, and I worked 2 jobs. I never ever worked minimum of less than 2 jobs. And I guess it's like having Imogen, having Miss Immy. We've got 2 YouTube channels. No, I'm joking. It's very different because I'm very blessed and very grateful. But we've got 2 YouTube channels. I just felt like I had to continue that. Like, you know, I don't know, it's really strange. I just wanted to have designer things, even though I still don't care for designer. You will probably never see me in designer. Like, what have I got this designer? I've got all my old bags. My old stepmom bought me a Givenchy bag. She got discount at Harrods, 40% off, and she got that. Like, I feel like, to me, I'd rather put money into housing and my family, you know, houses for my future family to do up and those kind of things. And that's where I see it, in like holidays, to make memories with my family and make sure that my family are looked after and that I can do amazing things with them. And that's what I care about. But then I'm not judging anyone, by the way, if you have like a million Chanel bags, because fuck, go you. Like, wow, love your life, absolutely. It just doesn't appeal to me. But at the time I felt like I'd lost myself 100%, because I never grew up with parents that even liked any of that. My mum would never, oh my God, she loves a bargain. My mum is brilliant with her funds. I would pay her to do my bills because she can literally just absolutely get everything to a T, and I'm rubbish. But, so this is where it leads me on to the Depop scam. I'm aware I've probably talked for about 10 minutes before I speak about the scam, but I'm hoping that the context helps. And this is why I'm a really good storyteller. So, I was like, I need a Moncler. I was living up in Angel at the time. Was I living up in Angel? Was I living back at home? I cannot remember. But I think I was living in Angel, and I was like, I need a Moncler jacket. I saw all these girls walking around Angel, Islington, with all the Monclers, all the Canada Gooses. I was like, I need one. So I went on Depop, because bearing in mind, this was me back in the day. Still love it all now. There used to be this, I think it still was there, everything £5. Everything £5, the website. That's where I would get some stuff from. Like, this was before YouTube. Like, let's say I'd see a girl in some shoes, I'd be like, everything £5 is going to have a dupe, it's going to be a £5, and the fucking shoes would fall apart. They would fall apart. The heel would snap. They would fall apart. The worst. Sorry, back then it was horrendous. Now it's probably a lot better. But this is like, we're talking like over 10 years ago. So anyway, I went on Depop and searched in Moncler. I was looking for all of these ones, and up popped this one. I was like, it was black. It was stunning. Are they even stunning? I don't know. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be so warm. Like, I'm basically gonna be able to go in snow with this jacket. I was like, this jacket's for me. You know, like, legit. I'm gonna look an absolute Alaskan princess. Do you know what I mean? Like, hood up. Love my life. Sorry if that offends anyone, if it's made out of fur. At the time, Imogen didn't even care. She just wanted a Moncler. And that rhymes. So then there I am, talking to this girl back and forth, and I'm like, what if it's a scam? And I'm saying to her, like, what if you scam me? Like, I'm a young girl, like, I'm working 2 jobs to try and get this. Like, what if you're a scammer? The poor girl. I don't say the poor girl. I take that back. Not the poor girl. Probably wasn't even a girl. I don't even know who it was. So then I'm going back and forth, and she's like, I'm gonna put a photo of proof of the receipt. I was like, it's real. It's real. I've got myself a Moncler. Absolutely. So then she puts up this receipt. I was like, oh my God, I was so buzzing. The receipt was probably from another Depop that was legit. The receipt was probably from Google Images. Did I know? No, I was like, it's real. It's real. It's real. It's not real. It wasn't real in the slightest. It wasn't real in the slightest. The Moncler badge was pulling off. It was so fake. It was so fake. Excuse me, I've got hiccups now. It was so fake. I got scammed. I got fully scammed. So, now, you might be like, you didn't get scammed for thousands, but still, it was £100. Angels, it wasn't £100. Oh my goodness. Why have I got fake tan on my hand? I used a mitt. I slept like that. As you can tell, it's the morning. I'm editing this video back. Fake tan, made it onto my face, but didn't really make it onto my neck, and that's absolutely fine. But let me tell you, £100, it was not. I didn't get scammed for £100, and now I'm going to have to edit out all the parts where I say £100 because it wasn't £100. It wasn't £200. I just went into my emails and searched Montclair because I thought it might come up. PayPal was used. It wasn't £100. It wasn't £200. It wasn't £300. It was £333. Ah! 21st December. I would have been absolutely trying to treat myself for Christmas. Early 20s, university student, struggling, but clearly wanted to live a lifestyle that she couldn't afford to. £333. 333. That's a lot of money. Back then, that was a lot of money. Now, it's a lot of money. 333 quid for a fake. I can't believe it. I don't know why I was thinking that. I think they're like £900, aren't they, the coats? Why did I not ask the questions? But I did ask some questions. I was on it. I just clearly wasn't on it enough. So, the reason that I got scammed was because she was like, I don't want to, she, he, they, whoever she was, whoever they were. She was like, I don't want you to pay through Depop because I don't like the fees. Can we go through PayPal? I was like, yeah, brilliant, there's PayPal protection. And she was like, can we go through goods and services? Goods and friends and family. That's what she wanted to go through. She wanted to go through friends and family. What did I do? I didn't want to pay any extra. Did I even have to pay any extra? She said if she has to go through the goods and services situation, she would have to put the money up. It's like 120, 115. I was like back then, what was I? Let's say I was working at Hollister. £6 an hour for an extra £15, £20, that's a couple of hours, that's 3 hours work, you know? I mean, I was like, I'm just going to pay through friends and family, I trust you. Even though I should have listened to my gut, and I really do listen, deluba. I do really believe in listening to your inner self. Like if I go to get something from the supermarket, and they're like, oh, this one's open, should I go get you another one? I'm like, no thanks. Or if they can't get that security tag off and they're like, yeah, they're like that. I'm like, leave it. It's not for me. It's not for me. Leave it. Let's move on. Let's get over this one. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to work. And I really believe that if something's not working, then don't force it. So I think if you force something, you just have to completely let go and allow. This is something I'm definitely realising lately, like you can't force things, you need to just allow things to happen, you need to completely surrender and go, okay, like I know I'm going to receive all these things, I just need to let the universe do its work. And I know that sounds really weird to a lot of people, but like for me, I have to just let go and go, this will happen when it's meant to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say I'm trying to, I don't know, grow on a platform. I know it'll happen eventually. I'm not going to try and force it. It'll happen when it's meant to happen, you know? Right. Receive the goods. I go to message her. What happens? She, he, they, whoever they were, deleted their account. Deleted the account. There's no username, there's no nothing. The messages have been deleted. I haven't got anything. I've got nothing. Might have had the messages because I might have had to send them to PayPal. It's the problem when you tell stories like 11 years later. Who remembers that shit? Especially when you've had a baby, because your baby brain goes, but I'm telling you this. So, I contact PayPal because I was like, there's got to be some PayPal protection. Yes, I was living in London because everyone at uni wanted to know the story every day. Like everyone was like, what's the PayPal update? And I'd come in and be like, and everyone would laugh. Everyone would laugh at my PayPal updates every single day because I am quite funny. I think I'm quite funny. So anyway, everyone would laugh at my PayPal updates. So yes, I was living in London, I was living in Angel, I was paying rent. So my rent back then was a lot. So £100 off it was a lot. So anyway, let's just talk about this. Contact PayPal and they're like, we can look into it, but we think you paid via friends and family and there's gonna be no help for you there. I was like, no, I haven't paid through friends and family, even though I definitely had. So I'm speaking to this woman, I think I was on the phone to her for like an hour and a half. And then she's like, I'll give you a case ID and I'm going to call you back within a specific amount of hours. And she was like, it was at 24, 48, 2 to 3 days, whatever. And if they don't call you back in that time, then you can then complain about them. So then, didn't call me back, did she? So listen, here's where it gets a bit sticky, and Imogen probably doesn't look like the best person in the world. 2 to 3 days, no one got back to me. I'm still in my head thinking, I'm gonna get this money back because I've been scammed and there's gonna be some PayPal protection that's gonna come through. There wasn't any PayPal protection that would come through, but we live and we learn. However, I decide to call another matey. Actually, no, I'm on the chat saying, and I'm on the PayPal chat and there's a live chat, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to someone, I get put through from the bot, I'm talking to this person and he's like, that's terrible, no one got back to you. And I'm like, I know, I can't believe it. Like, I just want my money back. I've been scammed. I'm a student living in London, what's going on? And he was like, it's really difficult for us. We're in a bit of a sticky situation. I need to look into this now. I need to look into your case ID. Send him my case ID. He was like, I'm gonna get back to you. What happened? What happened? He said he was gonna get back to me within a specific amount of hours. Bearing in mind, this wasn't over the weekend. And even then I gave leeway because even if it was Saturday, Sunday, I knew those weren't working days really. So, you know, no one got back to me. And the more no one's getting back to me, the more upset I'm getting that I've lost this money completely. I mean, I don't know why you're getting so upset, Imogen, because you had no protection because you paid via friends and family. Anyway, the more they're not responding to me, the more I'm like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Because the more they don't respond to me, I can complain. I can complain. So anyway, then this is where it just gets brilliant. This is back in the day. I actually love PayPal, by the way. I use PayPal a lot. I actually love PayPal. But look at me and let me tell you this. Spoke to someone else and I said, please can I speak to your management because I'd like to make a complaint about the fact that my case ID, no one's got back to me ever. So listen to this. The new person, before I got past the management, made a new case ID. Couldn't find the old cases IDs because I had 2 different case IDs opened by 2 different people. No one could find them. No one could find them. And I was like, oh, this is my day because I know that something's happening here. Just wait. So this is actually hilarious because I remember telling everyone this and I remember it being like an ongoing saga for weeks and everyone would be like, have they contacted you back? And I'd be like, no, it's fine because I'm about to take people down. Do you know what I mean? Even though really, looking back, I had no leg to stand on. However, if you make a case ID and someone says they're gonna get back to you, you know, essentially they should get back to you. Even if they would just got back to me by saying, you got no protection, hun. I'd be like, okay, cool. Thanks for looking into it. No one got back to me. So then the third, I just put 6 up, the third person made a new case ID. No one got back to me. They said management were going to contact me in 24 hours. No one contacted me and I let it go on. No one contacted me in a week. 1 week. And I just let it fester and I just let it stew. And I was like, I'm gonna speak to someone here. So I called and said, I need to speak to management. If you open this case ID, you'll see that I've been waiting for someone to speak to me for over, I'd say a month. A month. And I've been waiting for management 24-hour callback for a week. So anyway, got put through to management. And guess what happened, baby girls and baby princes and baby princesses and honeybees? Guess what happened? Got my money back. My money back. They said we're going to refund you in 3 to 5 working days. I got my money back. I don't know why it was so exciting because it wasn't money that I even... Anyway, I got my money back. I got my money back. PayPal were like, we're so sorry for all of this. We've lost your case IDs. We don't even know what's happened at the very beginning. I'm sorry that you've had to be passed from this person, this person, this person. I can see the log. No one's got back to you. We will refund you the money. PayPal is probably like pittance. Is that even a thing? Pittance, tuppence a bird. It's probably nothing. I got my money back, babies. I did. It was one of the most proudest moments of my teenage career. I'm telling you now, I was what, 19? just lapped it up. No, I would have been 20, I would have been 21-ish. Still, I wasn't in my teens, but I was in my early 20s and I smashed it. And I just want to say, never give up on a complaint, even if you're in the wrong. No, I'm joking. But I would say if you are promised a service and you know, you should complain. I don't like complaining and being nasty to anyone. I'm definitely not nasty to anyone. But I do believe if you are given a service and someone's promising you that service and they don't fulfill it, I do believe that you should complain. Because there are other people out there that aren't getting the recognition for fulfilling that service. I also think one thing that we do wrong in the UK is that we complain when something's bad, but we never praise when it's good. Like, I will call a company and be like, the Virgin guy today, when he came round, he's amazing, I love him. Do you know what I mean? Or when they say, can you do this survey for me? I'll do the survey if they're nice. I will do the survey if it helps them get some points for their job and bonuses. Do you know what I mean? But I think in this country, we are so quick to complain. Don't get me wrong, I will complain. If there's something to complain about and I think it's, you should complain, I will complain in a nice, polite way. I think I've got that from my parents because they are brilliant complainers. They're just brilliant. Not in a nasty way, but like, let's say, I don't know, they're just good. They're just good. They've got the gift of the gab. They are good. But anyway, that is the story. I'm sorry that I gave you so much context, but there you go, baby princesses. Don't F with Imo, basically, because Imo will come through. I'm sure people are going to take that out of context, don't F with Imo, but anyway, I'll leave it with you. Let me know if you want me to do more story times. I really hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it provided some laughter. Maybe it provided some entertainment. Maybe you're cleaning your house listening to me. I don't know, but I love you. And I love doing story times. I feel like I'm in my element. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Until next time, I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you. Bye, 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 bye. Oh my God, it sounded like, dun, 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 dun. When Who Wants to Be a Millionaire goes, dun, 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 dun. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, stop. Okay, bye, sorry.